So I've had a little problem with my car. Maintenance light is on, check engine light is on, and down here I got this VSC Off blinking. That's an error code too. I've got this super cheap can bus tool somebody gave me, and here's the port down here under this little hatch. You can see it. This plugs in there like so. Oops, where's my camera pointed? Plugs in here like so, like that, and then this thing turns on, and I'm gonna turn the car on. Not sure if I can start it because I got all the stuff off of it already. Let's just try enter. It says it's scanning. And it says I got some faults. 5. Here's PO138, PO441, PO445 607, 717. I guess that was the first. This one, this 717, I think, is the one I'm working on. I've been diagnosing the problem. Anyway, so I don't need this anymore. We'll go to the front of the engine. So I used the AI, and it said that one code might be like this sensor on the transmission. And so I took that. There's a shroud that goes over the cover here. And look at all the mice were in here chewing, eating stuff. I had a mouse problem earlier. You can watch my other video. But anyway, I was looking for where it said that sensor was. And down here, well, it's hard to see. I'm going to take this air box off because I spotted the problem. What's probably the problem. First, I had to get this clamp off of here, which wasn't easy because it was all rusty. I grabbed the bottom of it. I grabbed this right here with the vice grips, and then I was able to get it to move. Like here's the same kind of clamp I grabbed down here at the very bottom here with the vice grips. It's all rusty. I thought it was going to break off, but it didn't. So I'm going to get this air box off to get better access to where I need to go. Okay, I got all that stuff out. Of course, nothing is too easy, but see, here's the air intake. I got chicken wire stuffed in it so that the mice can't get into the air box. This would be the engine air box. So what I'm trying to get at is down here. I'd like to get this off too, but it's being a little bit of a pain. So maybe I can work around it. But here's what I'm trying to get at. See this? This is some speed sensor for the transmission. You see this? Get my hand out of the way. See this wire that's chewed off? See that? So I need to get this thing out, get that wire up where I can work on it. See they were having a nice little chew fest down here eating, and decided that wire would be good for something. Flossing their teeth after they ate. So I need to get this sensor out. And then I can get there's the connector, and see if I can solder that wire back on somehow. I got the speed sensor out. I think it's a transmission speed sensor. That's what it says on it. And guess what? It doesn't look bad, but look at it, they nipped the wire off right at the snub, right at the nub. So I need to figure out a way to solder wires back on that, these wires, or some extension wires, but I got to get to the wire that they chewed off is down here. So I got to pull that up where I can get at it. So there's some brackets holding that in there. See? So I got to do some more work just to get access to it. At least I got this part out. In case you're wondering, I didn't have to take this bolt off. You just get on the back side. Where'd that wire go? Where'd you go? There you are. You can reach under it with the needle nose pliers and just pinch these two together and it'll pop out of that bracket. So now here's the wires that are chewed off. I pulled them out. I got to figure out on this thing where to go. Hopefully there's enough insulation so I know which is the yellow and which is the black. I could tell this one on the left is yellow. So I'm going to go inside and see if I can get something soldered on this connector. Actually I only need to bring this part inside. The rest can stay out here. Of course it's hotter than heck out here today. You can see the yellow on that. Fortunately, there's enough insulation left. I'm going to see if I can pop out these pins somehow and get in there and solder some wire. So that's my next step. And then I should bring some air out here and blow all that junk out of there. Here's the hole. Cover up the hole first. There's the hole for the sensor right there. And I'd like to blow all this crap out of here and up here. But I might even wait until I put it all back together so I don't get anything in the holes. More fun. Here's what I did so far. That little white thing pulled up. I thought that would release the pins, but I haven't been able to figure out if it will or if it can. And I pulled these blue plugs were around the wires and stuffed in these holes to waterproof it. I pulled those out, and then I was able to grab the insulation and yank it out. See these pieces of insulation, and what I'm going to try to do is get some solder on those wires and then solder some new wires on, and then figure out how to waterproof it, some silicone, or put these little plugs back on there or something. And then maybe I can find a new plug with some wires on it in the future if I need to, but you know, these temporary fixes stay forever. So into the soldering station, see if I can make some magic happen. Here's what I got finished. I put silicone grease in there after I soldered the wires on, and then I put about 3 layers of heat shrink. So it should be pretty well sealed. Good enough. Good enough for now. I'm gonna go solder it on. Okay, I got it soldered on. Not the best soldering because it's hard to solder down there leaning over into the engine bay, but it should work. And I got heat shrink. I'm going to slide over this and seal it up, cover it up. Okay, started it up. I still had the I still had those blinking codes, but I used this little tool here and did a race, and they went away, except for maintenance required one. Where are you? Where aren't you showing? There, except for that one. I don't know what that one is, but all the other codes went away. So I'll go drive it and see if they stay away. But I hope so. All that work I did should have fixed it.